Some might call it nature in a box, and if you stand outside and breathe it in, you can feel the way it unlocks the connections that are rooted deep down in the earth of your soul. Reflections of its beauty shooting through and making you feel whole, reminding you to revel in the simple parts of life and to relish in the garden's ability to slow the passage of time. The garden is a teacher. Plant its seed of patience and its joy will never die. It is serenity in springtime and the stems throughout our lives. The garden is a gift to the eyes and ears and nose, and it shows that even a bush of thorns can sprout a rose. It inspires paintings and philosophy and poetry and prose. The garden is cheaper than therapy, and you get tomatoes. We are wild in our hearts, and the garden takes us back to a time when we roamed the land away from the beaten track. The Georgians knew it. Oh, how they loved to be outside. Any excuse to wallow in their living, breathing pride and joy, their natural toy box flocked forth from manor houses to set a pavilion lakeside. They ate outside, tread steady pace outside in weather beautiful and bleak, and it was the Georgian gentry's wish for their gardens to be unique. For them, it could be nature in a box in their gardens that had walls, chests of contained majesty as grand as their great halls. They combined capsule pots of splendour within beautiful expanse, carefully crafted constructions that set you in a trance, mystifying myriads of minds in a minute momentary glance, with voracious views and vistas that visually vault the heart to dance. Accompanied to their craftsmanship was their penchant for pleasure, in which they lathered up their souls with extra helpings for good measure. They knew how to enjoy themselves and keep themselves fulfilled, and their focus was on nature and the goodness that it spilled onto the platform of their being, with all the colours and the sounds and all the smells and all the produce that could be brought up from the ground. They inspire us to return to a time when we held nature dear and tried to contain a piece for ourselves of this green abundant sphere. Renew, reuse, recycle is a phrase that we use today. The garden has capabilities, is something our friend Mr. Brown would say. It was possible for them, so we look back to let them lead the way, to remind us of the good a garden can do for our lives today. And this is exactly what Berrington Hall intends to do, with their reimagining of the walled garden and pleasure grounds too. Big changes are happening, so come and check it out. Visit Berrington Hall and see what it's all about.